Alright, what is going on, everyone? It is Jack. If you can't already tell by my voice, I'm still not feeling 100%, recovering from strep and or bronchitis, maybe both. There's a nasty bug going around and everyone seems to be getting it or already have it. Hope you guys had an incredible holiday, regardless of what holiday you celebrate, and you're excited about the new year, because I know I am. The last decade, I'm sure most of you can agree, has been pretty eventful in a lot of different ways. I'm not going to be going through a lot of just worldly things, just thought I'd take a little bit to reflect back on the decade for me and the things I've done through YouTube and other things alike. I'm pretty much just going to do this one take, not going to do a ton of crazy editing or anything on this, because I just kind of want to talk about it for a little bit. So, as far as YouTube goes, looking back, the first channel that I had was sort of started by my dad back in May of 2007, and he uploaded some videos that he took of him and some of my uncles up at one of my uncle's farms doing some shooting and like some just shenanigans. And the first video that I uploaded to YouTube was August 9th, 2008. And that was on my first channel. Now, I uploaded a fair number of videos on that channel, but most of them were limited, and looking back, obviously, by poor quality in the camera, because HD wasn't really widespread yet. We still had fatback standard def television, and cameras we had were just starting to be able to take videos, and it was starting to become common to have a digital camera, and it was a very innovative decade. Now, those videos were in the previous decade, so the first decade of the 2000s. Now, I did have, not technically, all of the videos on my first channel were from the other decade that was not this one, because the last video I uploaded on that first channel was December 21st, 2008. Then I made a different channel specifically for me and my skits and funny antics and all things alike. I made that in March of 2009, and I uploaded a fair number of videos on there as well, probably 24, 25 videos, and most of them were about 28 seconds long, because that's how long my flip phone would let me record for. It's 28 seconds, so I have a bunch of 28-second videos up there, and I have a few longer ones, like one with me and my neighbors just playing outside, then the Snow Wars series that I did, which was the first scripted thing that I ever made. I started writing the script for that back when I was in like 4th grade, and it was a parody / different take on Star Wars, but in the snow. And I did a video, I'd have to say almost a year ago, probably 8 or so months back, on this channel, where I went back and watched some of those old videos that I did and how cringe they were. So if you want to check that out, feel free. I will try to link it if I remember, but if I don't remember, I apologize. But this channel I made after getting some very not nice comments on my first channel, and I will see if I can try to find it. Because not many of you were probably around for the old YouTube days, where there was a very... Oh, here's some good examples, okay. So, I'll throw up an example real quick. So, a good example of this is right here. Oh, come on. Alright, so here we go. So, a good example of it is this. I have it flipped right now, actually. I'm sorry. This is Captain Sparkle's page. This is back a while ago when the pages... And I can scroll a little bit on here, and, you know, when pages used to be... It was almost like a MySpace page. And pages used to be a lot more custom, and they were very... It's going to be kind of hard to get back to it, but you used to have your own full background for the pages, and it showed your total subs and view count at the top. You had your big yellow sub button, and it was all that fun stuff. And you could leave comments on the channel itself in the bottom, but I got some really not nice comments from people that I knew that found the channel and just said some really not nice stuff. And it made me want to stop making videos for a while, and I did. And then I realized that I just loved making videos so much that I didn't really care what anybody thought, and I was just going to keep making videos regardless. And the quality of videos on the first channel I made for myself was less than ideal, if I do say so myself. But that was where it started. And I go back and I look at those two channels, and the first channel that was started by my dad that I took over and started uploading, you know, little, you know, videos of me with gummy bears, and when I went to Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Huck Jam, and field and ground balls with my cousin, my neighbor eating cicadas, my gymnastics routines, some of the Snow Wars stuff, all that. I have 9 subscribers on that channel, and the most viewed video I have has 283 views. And on the channel I made for myself, I have 3 subscribers. I'm pretty sure one of them might be my current account. But most of the videos on there are pretty low too. I have one that's got 200 views, and that's a very cringy skit I did where Chucky gets abducted by Jigsaw. But yeah, then looking at this channel, the one I'm on now, I made this channel Christmas morning, 2011. So this is the channel of this decade. And it's been a crazy decade because I've made quite a few videos on this channel at this point. I don't know exactly how many off the top of my head. I'll try to look for it while I'm talking about some other stuff, but I think it's getting close to 300. It's not quite there yet, but I think it's close to 300 videos, including some of the streams. So I reckon in the next month or two, hopefully we'll be there. Definitely before The Walking Dead finishes Season 10, I'll be there, because hopefully I will have started the other shows. And I know that I haven't jumped on those yet, but I definitely want to make sure that I get ahead before I start posting them, because once I start posting them, I want it to be as consistent as I possibly can get it with the time that I have. So I don't want to have anybody disappointed, anyone expecting videos and not getting them, because I hate making promises and then not fulfilling them. So I want to make sure that I am very meticulous with my preparation for a lot of these. So that's kind of why I've been not starting those, and I've been really sick and struggling with talking and stuff without coughing. I'm stunned that I've made it this long without coughing, but I was looking back at some of the stuff with my channel too, and it's really incredible to see all of the support just drastically increase over time, and it really means a lot, because I know quite a few people that make videos and quite a few people that don't understand how much time and effort goes into making them, and they can appreciate and respect the grind that goes into making videos, even though it seems like it might not be that time-consuming or grueling of a task. For a lot of people it can be, and obviously some videos more than others, but there's a decent amount of people that don't really seem to understand that, and there's people that I see in other channels' comment sections that are ridiculously supportive and the best kind of fans and subscribers. And then there are also people that I come across that seem incredibly entitled and disrespectful in the comments, like the content is like they deserve the content, and that when it's not produced in a manner or timely fashion that they expect or want, that they attack the creator for it. And obviously, if a creator makes a promise on something, or if it's, for example, a Patreon type thing where they say they're going to be uploading or producing content and they're not, I can understand people being a little upset about that. But just general channel content, you're not really, I mean, you are entitled to it and you're not, but it's more so that people sometimes forget that content creators are people too. And I'm nowhere even remotely close to that kind of status, but I see a lot of channels that are there that get hit with a burnout, and a lot of times subscribers are very respectful of that and supportive and wanting them to, regain their energy and passion and everything. And then there's other times that they're really not, and it's kind of sad. But this channel really didn't have any traction whatsoever until I made a decision to upload a video that I was really nervous about, because it was a very big time for my current autistic obsession, being The Walking Dead. And I've considered revisiting some of my previous obsessions and passions, such as Power Rangers, and I said that really weird, Power Rangers, and I used to collect bouncy balls. I have a couple, probably, I feel like I have a couple hundred of them somewhere. I used to be incredibly passionate about gaming, and I still am, but I feel like it's definitely tapered off a bit as I've gotten less time to play video games than I used to. But yeah, so when The Walking Dead came around back in 2010, again, this is a show of the decade for me, for sure. And when I saw that premiere Halloween Day 2010, it changed my life, because I became instantly hooked. And admittedly, when I finished the first season, believe it or not, I was a little bit disappointed with the way that they ended it. I thought it seemed kind of cliche, and I wasn't really sure where they were going to go with it. And then I saw the trailer for season 2, and there was a spark that was lit within me that I think sort of got me started with really liking videos and trailers and editing, and made me realize that that was something that could really change a person's perspective on something. So I feel like that initially ignited my love and passion for editing and things alike. But I did a video a long time ago, back before the season 9 trailer or before the season 10 trailer, where I went back and rewatched all of the trailers for each season and kind of talked about it a bit. I might try and upload that. It's a pretty long video, because I spent a lot of time talking about it, so it's probably easily over half an hour long, maybe close to an hour. But if I get some time before season 10 returns, I can try and get that up. I might, depending on if I can find it, because I don't know if I still have it. I hope I do. I'll try to find it, though. But the season 7 premiere video exploded overnight, and that was kind of my break, so to speak, in terms of views, because up until that point, I don't know if I really had any videos that were even remotely close to even 100 views, because yeah, it really kind of changed everything, because I was not expecting it. I was expecting I might get 1,000 views, I might get 2,000, maybe if I'm lucky 5,000, and that was just such an incredibly huge episode that I was not even close to prepared for what it was going to have in terms of its effect and the views. Yeah, like, I'm looking back on it now, and I have... most of my videos don't even have 100 views. There's a sling of them that don't even have 10. Then I have one that I posted about a glitch in MW3 that has 2,000, which I think has gotten that view number over time. But other than that, I have maybe 5 videos that are over 100 views, and were when I uploaded that. But when I uploaded that, and I didn't really check YouTube for a bit until maybe a day or two later, and I saw that it was at like 95,000 views, and I'm pretty sure I like restarted my computer and reloaded it because I could not believe that it was that high. And looking back, obviously seeing numbers that other channels pull, and said that's not that big, but for me that was monumental at the time. And I'm pretty sure I called my parents and just unloaded on them and talking about it, because they didn't really understand the whole YouTube stuff at the time, because I was kind of just doing it on the side, so I wasn't really thinking about it much. I was streaming more than I was playing games, but that video really kind of changed everything, because then I tried starting to upload videos for Season 7, and I think I have probably a third of the season of reaction videos, maybe half, but I was still trying to figure out how to record my videos and upload my videos, and so I didn't really fully understand how that worked. So I had a bunch of times where I either didn't click record in the right place, or my audio didn't get recorded, or it recorded but it was duplicated and I couldn't fix it. So a lot of videos for Season 7 ended up getting scrapped, but the ones that didn't are up on my channel if you scroll a ways back or look at my playlists. Then I started Fear, Season 3, around the time that Season 8 of The Walking Dead was finishing up. And, actually, no. Fear was before Season 8 of The Walking Dead, because the stuff with Travis happened, and then I just kind of stopped watching Fear in Season 3 because I was really pissed. And I tried to do Game of Thrones, got a copyright claim, and didn't really know how to deal with it. So I stopped with Season 7. I watched Season 7 of Game of Thrones, but then I didn't finish. I recorded the reactions for it too, I just haven't posted them. Then Season 8 of The Walking Dead happened, and that... it was fairly consistent. There was a lot of tension in the Walking Dead community because of the stuff with Carl and the way that the show was. People were kind of mad going back on it and rewatching Season 8. I still thoroughly enjoy Season 8. It is the only episode in the entire series that's ever made me cry, and I struggle enough with emotions and things like that, being on the spectrum as is. So for something to have a connection and impact on me like that, it's really... it's hard to explain. But, and some of you might be like, you didn't cry during 701, and no, I did not, because I was spoiled on it. One, from the comics, probably almost a year before I knew the comics, so I knew of the comics, and I read the comics, so I was pretty sure what was going to happen, and it was going to be some remix on that. But then someone, because I used to be on Facebook a lot, because I would get super, super anxious, and my anxiety would be through the roof before episodes when there was a lot of uncertainty. So I got very nervous, and I started keeping up with the spoiler pages because I needed to have some idea of what was going to happen before, because I don't like surprises a lot. And then I kind of tapered off that as Season 7 was coming close. And I'm turning my audio down a little bit because I'm worried it's been too loud, but there's not that much I can do about that now. So I had someone from one of the spoiler pages send me a message on Facebook, and it was a link to, there was some Google Doc or like document talking about the premiere supposedly, and I was like, nah, that's bullshit. So I went and I looked, and because I was like, there's no way it's actually, and it was the whole leaked script, and I read through it and I'm like, no. I was like, whoa. Like, there were some parts of it that I was like, oh my god, that's incredible, and other parts that I'm like, nah, they won't do that, will they? And then I realized as I'm watching the episode that it is happening line for line from what I read the week before, and I was heartbroken because I was so excited to put this reaction up because I thought that it was gonna just, I was very excited and then also very sad because of the spoilery stuff. But hold on a second. I know this has just kind of been a lot of rambling, but this channel has really given me an outlet for all things The Walking Dead, because my friends were really into the show initially, and they've sort of fizzed out with their interest in it. So it's nice to have a place where I can put that passion forward that I have about this show and share it with people. So even though my friends don't feel the same way about it, I can at least share it with people that do. And I've been trying to get back into streaming with it as well because of how much I love video games and all of the things that I like doing with video games. And so I'm hoping to do more of that in the future as well, because I made this channel initially solely gaming, and that's hence the name, Group of Gamers Incorporated. And I wanted to have multiple people posting on it, but I just haven't found that. I mean, my friends just aren't as passionate about games as we once were back in the day. And so I've gone back and forth a bit on changing my channel name sometimes, because obviously I want to put gaming stuff on here, and I want to put reactions on here too, because I'm nowhere near big enough where starting a second channel to split up gaming and reactions would even be remotely smart. So I don't think that that would be a good thing to do, but I can't really think of any good ideas for names if I were to contemplate changing it, which I have, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, just, and I don't want this to come off as arrogant or cocky or anything. It's more so just me reflecting on everything that has happened in the last decade with this channel, and going from getting no comments, no likes, and maybe 5 to 10 views a video to consistently getting close to 1,000 for my Walking Dead videos. And even though my Fear ones really didn't do very well, Fear in general wasn't doing very well last season, so that's understandable. But even with Game of Thrones Season 8, I had one episode that got like 1,500 views, and the rest were, I think, under 500, except 1 or 2 of them. But my Walking Dead videos fairly consistently get about 1,000 views, which is, I mean, it's in tail with my sub count at the moment, which is just past 1.6k, which, again, I never thought I'd even reach 1,000. So when I hit 500 during Season 8, I was blown away. And then between Season 8 and Season 9, it took me 6 or 7 years to get 500 subscribers. And then to almost double that in 6 months was really hard for me to process, because it just, I couldn't process it, honestly. And even though I haven't like blown up, because obviously getting as many views as I did on my Season 7 premiere, it's not like everybody that watches that subscribes. It was a very hyped up moment all over the world. And so a lot of people have a video on their channel that blows up and they get a few subs from that, and I got like 100 that week alone from that video. But it just, the fact that I can put up videos in season 10 that still pull views that land them almost in my top 5 viewed videos of all time, it really makes me warm and tingly inside. It makes me happy that people enjoy the videos that I make enough, because I'm not asking for lots of views and likes and all that stuff, but I make stuff and I want people to escape from, I want my channel and my videos to be an escape, because I know that a lot of the channels I watch and have watched in the past, that's what they are. They're an escape for me from everyday life when I was getting picked on and bullied a lot back when I was in like middle school and stuff. That's what I would do. I would come home and I'd watch or make videos and play video games, and that would be my out. And I know, like, when I would have a bad day with lectures when I was in college, I would come home, and even back in high school too, I would come home and I would hop on YouTube or Xbox, or I'd hop on both and play Xbox with my friends while watching, Shane Dawson and Captain Sparkles and, Mini Lad, Syndicate, Jenna Marbles, people, all those kinds of people. And I want my channel to be able to be that for people too. I want it to be a place where people can come and just unwind, relax, geek out over their favorite stuff like The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones and video games, and soon The 100 and Vikings and Atypical, as well as Stranger Things. And I hope that this channel can continue to be that for people. So even if 2020 isn't a year where I have a ton of growth, I mean, we always hope for that, but even if it isn't, that's absolutely fine by me, as long as people just enjoy the stuff that I put out. So I'm always, like I've said, I'm always open to people's thoughts on videos or episodes that I'm watching, things like that. If they feel like something that I'm doing isn't working for them, that's okay. You can let me know and I'll try to change it and make it better. But I'm looking forward to the next decade with YouTube. It's seemed a little up in the air with, with the COPPA stuff, or COPA, however you want to say it, and the demonetization issues going on with a lot of larger creators. And so there's a lot of uncertainty with YouTube, but at the same time, I've got a feeling that I'm hoping they can turn things around and stay hanging in there. I've got a few video ideas for the new year that are more help type videos for people in the community, whether it's, Walking Dead or just reactions in general, video game stuff, video recording stuff. So if people want me to make videos like that, please let me know. I'm very open to doing so, whether it's going over my setup for recording videos and my use of open broadcast software or OBS, which has been a lifesaver recording my videos. The different ways to deal with copyright strikes and claims and content ID claims on videos that are not warranted because of fair use. If you get those a lot and you're trying to make videos, or you're worried about that and you want help dealing with that, I can try to make an updated video kind of explaining that a bit and how I deal with that, which I also learned from a fellow YouTube content creator. I'm about 95% sure it was ya boy Psycho. So if I'm mistaken on that, I apologize, but I watched a video a long time ago, back in 2016 or 2017, on how to combat that sort of stuff, and I did, and it worked. So 2020 and this decade as a whole coming up, and happening now actually, is going to be a monumental decade for The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead universe. We have Season 10 and Season 11 of The Walking Dead, We have season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. We have the first season of the Walking Dead spin-off show that will be coming out fairly soon. I know we don't have a release date for it yet, but I was pretty sure that we're getting one sort of soon. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's called The World Beyond. And we are also, hopefully, I'm praying that we get more Rick Grimes movie news. If they don't have a Comic-Con trailer when Comic-Con rolls around in San Diego in June, I'm real worried about the movies then, to be honest, because they've been talking about them for over a year now, and we really have nothing. So, if they don't start putting some stuff out for it, I'm really worried the hype is going to start dying fast. Because I've really kind of got burnt out on videos about it, because I go to, the channels I watch that do commentaries and talk about it, like Make a Path Presents and Movie Idol and the PT channel and a bunch of different channels that chat about The Walking Dead and the show and news about it and everything. And the last month or so, I've had to kind of tone back on them because it's just the same information. And that's not a dig at you guys. I don't know why they'd be watching it, but if they are, it's not a dig at them. It's just that we don't have any news that we can talk about for the movies and the show. It's like Andrew Lincoln was spotted in LA and Pollyanna McIntosh was too. Ooh, I wonder if they're talking about the script now. Like, we really haven't gotten as much. We should have gotten more information about the movies at this point, to be honest. But I don't want them to rush them because I don't want them to be bad, because this is supposed to be wrapping up Rick Grimes' story, so it better be good. And that's a whole other thing. I could go into ranting about stuff that they did wrong in the show, like with Carl and everything, but I'm trying to stay somewhat focused here. Yeah. I don't have a ton else more to talk about, really, as far as my channel and the decade goes. But just taking a look back, in the decade that I had this channel, I posted 270 videos, got just over 377,000 video views, and 1.6 thousand subscribers. That's not too shabby, if you ask me. And obviously there's channels out there that blow up super fast and that I still love and watch and enjoy. And I'm kind of okay that I didn't really blow up, because I feel like I wouldn't really have known how to handle it at the time. So I'm happy that mine is sort of steady, because it would have probably been pretty overwhelming if I just woke up one day to 10,000 subscribers or something like that. So I'm okay with mine being gradual. And as long as people keep enjoying the content, it doesn't really matter how many subscribers I have or views I get. As long as I can make one person's day, that's enough for me, to be honest, because that's kind of how I look at the videos that I watch from different people. If I find one video of theirs that makes my day, I give them a sub, because, I mean, if you can make my day once, then you can probably make it again someday. So that's another thing I wanted to bring up. I understand that there are people that reaction binge. Before I started making reaction videos, I did the same thing. And I would literally go to the Skybound compilations, and back when they first started, and I had to go and right-click on the 5 or 6 channel links that were in the description, which, for the most part, back in the day, it was Torchwood Boy, Seska Says, it was Katie, Shaughnessy, Random Nades Gaming, I believe, initially, Failwell 34, Swag Foundation. And there were a couple others that started, like, initially with everybody else. I know Officer Friendly did as well. There were a couple others, and I have pretty much all the reaction channels for Walking Dead that initially got me started making videos listed on my sidebar as inspirations and friends, because whether I talk to them or whether they inspired me to make videos, I have it cycling through every day to show different people. But I'm all for supporting my fellow reactors and reaction channels, because we all out here together, we all struggling, we all crying over our faves and being all gleeful when new ships happen. So I'm all for it. But I was checking some analytics at the end of the year because I got an email about it, and seeing that there's like 80% of the people that watch my videos don't subscribe, I think we should try to change that, because I get binging reactions, trust me, I do, but a sub doesn't hurt anybody. So I'm going to make it more of an effort to subscribe to the videos on channels that I consistently watch. I feel like I already do that, because I think I have over 1,000 subscriptions to channels at this point, but I challenge you guys to do that too. If you watch videos on my channel, if you've watched a video and you liked it, throw it a sub. Don't have to like, don't have to share it if you don't want. Do whatever you want, but sub doesn't hurt anybody. And because of how janky YouTube's notifications are, it'll help you find your way back here if you miss a video. So go subscribe to your favorite reaction channels, gaming channels, favorite channels in general, whatever they may be, because the notifications on YouTube are pretty janky, so they will not keep you notified very often. But yeah, I think that's probably, at least at the moment, going to sort of wrap things up for now. I am going to try and make some changes once I get my Adobe Creative Cloud membership renewed with my next paycheck, hopefully, where I'm going to try to tweak some things with my end screen, and also with just my videos in general. I am finally getting the template for the thank you to my patrons on there as well. So once I start the uploads for the new shows, once I kind of get them stocked up a bit and get them uploaded to, once I feel like I have enough to where I can start a schedule of uploading them to YouTube, I will bring it up again, because I'm going to try and post them on my Patreon page when fairly shortly after I record them, just to kind of get them up there. And I'll do that with the uncut ones, and then I'll probably once I start getting kind of a chunk of them, or a backlog of edited ones down that are ready to post, that I can schedule out at least like a week or two in advance, I'm gonna try to get that flowing. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do it where I have like a week that's just one show and then the next week is the next show, or if have them alternating days or what. But I've got a lot of planning and a lot of thinking to do as far as that, because with my work, it's, and I know I say this a lot, so I'm not going to go into it a bunch, but I'm super drained usually when I get back, so I don't want to film reactions when I'm super groggy and not attentive and focused, because I'm like, I know there's times that I go and watch reactions and the person, I can tell, is exhausted and wasn't like, they just needed to do it, and I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I'm fully in it when I'm doing it. So it might take a little bit to get there, but I'm gonna get there. So, and just a reminder for those: the 100, Vikings, Atypical, and Stranger Things 3. I am finishing up the second season of Stranger Things 2, the editing for it. My goal is to have Stranger Things 2 done, and hopefully This might be wishful thinking, but hopefully Stranger Things 3 done as well before The Walking Dead comes back. Now, I know it's not coming back till February, but because I haven't seen these episodes in like a year, it's I gotta do little refreshers for it. So I'm gonna do my best to get those done. Keep an eye out for them because I'm gonna try to get them up before. So I'm not just having a lull in videos until The Walking Dead comes back. I've posted 2 of the Stranger Things videos. I posted a trailer reaction video for 100 Vikings and Atypical. I posted my last game night stream for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game night we did in person at my buddy's house. And we're having a game night this weekend as well. So be there or be square on twitch.tv/groupofgamersinc194 or on YouTube, preferably Twitch, because I have a lot of cool, fun little things that I can do with the new Elgato Stream Deck that I got. I'm gonna try to find a use for this for my reaction videos as well. Maybe have it be able to switch scenes, stuff like that. But I got some fun stuff in here, like there's a lot of fun stuff.
This is Sparta!
There's a lot of fun stuff in there. But again, the last 2019 in and of itself was a phenomenal year in terms of the people that I've met and talked to through YouTube and the Walking Dead fandom community and Twitter, and meeting mutuals at the Walker Stalker conventions that I went to in Nashville and Atlanta was honestly the highlight of my year. And I really hope that there are new conventions that pop up that are fairly close to me that I can go to and meet more people from the show that I haven't gotten a chance to meet yet, or meet more mutuals that I have on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, because it's a very surreal experience, but it honestly it made my year. So I'm looking forward to doing something like that again. I will also be taking a trip out to LA at some point in the next couple months, because I'm going to be talking with some people out there that I have family member mutual connections to, I guess you could say, about getting into the production and video and film industry, because that's what I'm trying to do, and I've had a lot of trouble kind of getting my foot in the door with that, so that should be fun. I'm going to try to talk to my man Johnny over at Skybound, see if I can maybe swing by and say hey, because I haven't met Johnny. I've met people like Brandon Davis and a decent amount of reactors from the reaction community that are from the States, but meeting Johnny would be pretty awesome, because he's been an amazing Walking Dead social media manager, and he's really helped out a lot of people in the reaction community and a bunch of other people that are fans of the show over the last couple of years, and it'd be nice to just kind of tell him that in person, because he's really changed a lot of lives, as well as the show has too. I feel like I probably need to start doing some live streams on the channel just to talk to you guys and gals, because I've been recording this for a while now, and saying I wasn't going to edit it when it's hitting 40 plus minutes now is probably dangerous, because that's going to take a lot of time to upload and render, but I feel like there's no harm in just throwing it up there, because one, there wouldn't be much I would take out if I did edit it and put in my intro and outro, but it's unfiltered, so you can just take it as it is, I hope. I hope that the audio hasn't been too rough. I made some tweaks to try and get rid of my PC. I need to refill the liquid coolant on my PC, so it's making some noise right now, and it was really loud. And since I got my new mic arm that you can sort of see right here, it's angled in a way that it's picking it up more than it used to. So I put a noise gate on. So if there's times that I'm cutting out, I apologize. I'm going to be working on getting it tinkered with and figured out in the future. But as far as the decade in review, like I've said this like 7 times now. Thank you all very much. Everyone that watches, everyone that likes, everyone that comments, everyone that dislikes the videos that I make. It means the world to me, and I wouldn't probably be continuing YouTube the way that I am now without all of you. So I mean it. I love you guys so much, and I am looking forward to the next decade and the next chapter in my life. I hope to be making a lot of incredibly cool and fun new content. Whether it's new shows or more gaming stuff, that's more so the hope, is that in addition to starting those two or three new shows, that I'm going to get a lot more gaming up on here. So keep an eye out for that. And as always, this has been Jack from Group of Gamers Inc. And I'm out. Peace.